we'll just start by tuning in. So just sitting with a tall spine, chest is out, chin is in, focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows, and creating some heat in the palms, making the hands and fingers nice and warm, and bringing the hands into prayer pose at the heart center and taking in a deep cleansing breath. And releasing the breath and inhaling to begin the audio mantra. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Om Namo Gurudev Namo. Inhaling deeply, holding the breath briefly. And exhale, and just relaxing down. So we're just going to do a couple of warm-ups before we get into the Kriya for flexibility on the spine. So the first one, we're going to come into a minute of breath of fire in Ego Eradicator. So stretching up to the sky, the fingertips on the pads of the palms, shoulders back. Oops. Thumbs up. Focusing at the brow point. We'll begin 1 minute of breath of fire, just panting like a dog through the nose, just pumping the navel, letting the navel move the breath. Tips up over the head, holding the breath, squeezing Mulabandha root lock, squeezing pelvic floor, rectum, sex organs, and navel, creating that hydraulic lock, squeezing the energy from the base of the spine to the top of the head, stretching the fingers out wide, and just squeeze, hold the breath, consolidate, and just exhale, just relaxing the hands down to the ankles, and the shoulders are relaxed here. So we're inhaling the heart forward, exhaling, rounding back. So just moving with the breath for a minute, just warming up the spine a little bit before we get into our Kriya. Just focusing at the spiritual eye between the eyebrows. Just inhaling back to center, deep breath in, holding the breath, squeezing Mulabandha root lock, squeezing from the root to the crown. And relax, and we'll come up into our first posture for this Kriya. We're doing the flexibility and the spine Kriya. So coming into archer pose, we're going to step back to the end of the mat, step the right foot forward about 3 to 4 feet so the knee is right over the ankle. Left foot turned out a little bit, both hands facing forward, bringing the hands into fists with the thumbs up. So as if we were an archer pulling the string of a bow, taking the left hand, just pulling that string, imagine pulling that string across the right arm, across the chest, and back so it's parallel to the mat. Staring into the right thumbnail, just focusing here, concentrating. We're going to be here for 1 minute. Long, deep breathing, staring into the right thumbnail. just about 20 more seconds. Here, just gently stepping out of the posture, and this time coming to the back of the mat. This time we're going to step the opposite foot forward 3 to 4 feet. So the left knee is over the left ankle. Right toes facing towards the right. Both arms up in front parallel to the mat. Thumbs up. And this time we're going to pull that bowstring across the right or the left arm. All the way back here. Feeling that stretch across the chest and staring into the left thumbnail. Just breathing long and deep here, 1 minute. Just focusing on that left thumbnail. This posture builds strength, concentration, determination. Step out of the posture and come onto the back. So just laying on the back. So for low back support, just placing the palms underneath the bottom. We are going to lift the feet 2 feet off the mat and hold here, activating the core abdominal muscles. Just breathing long and deep here. Last 30 seconds. You need to come out of it and rest. Just listen to your body. But if you can, hold on about 20 more seconds in this posture. And just gently lowering the legs to the back to the mat. Just taking a couple long, deep breaths into the belly here. And from here we're going to roll over onto the tummy and get ready to come into locust pose. So for this pose we're going to keep our chin on the mat. And bringing the hands into fists and placing the fist right at the top part of your thighs. And just keep the timer going. Just lifting the legs off the mat. Just feeling the activation of the lower back muscles here. And just breathing naturally for a minute here. About 20 more seconds. Inhaling deeply, holding the breath briefly. And exhale, just relaxing onto the mat. And just resting here briefly, taking a couple of long, deep belly breaths. And from here, coming back up, I'm going to come into bow pose. So stretching the arms back, grabbing the ankles. So if it's a slight lift of the chest off the mat, whatever's within your practice, or if you want to come up a little bit deeper into the postures, kicking up the heels, and just breathing naturally here, focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows. I'm just going to hold this for a minute. Inhale, kicking up the heels a little bit higher, lifting the chest a little bit more, holding briefly, and exhaling back to the mat, just resting here briefly, just taking a couple of long deep breaths. And from here, we're going to slowly come up into standing, and we're going to come here into windmills. So just bringing the feet about 2 feet apart so they're parallel to each other. We're going to start off inhaling here, exhaling right fingers to left toes, inhaling back up, exhaling left fingers to right toes. So just moving with the breath here for a minute. Next time you come up, just bringing the feet about a foot apart, just coming into mountain pose, just breathing naturally here, just taking a short rest. And here we're interlocking the thumbs together. Gonna come into back bends, so inhaling, back bend stretches with a slight back bend as you come up and back. Exhaling, sweeping the fingertips to the mat. So just moving with the breath here. Inhaling up and back. Exhaling forward. Inhaling Sat. Exhaling Nam. Truth is my vibration. Truth is my identity. Just focusing on the mantra. And keeping the eyes focused at the brow point between the eyebrows. Exhale, just folding forward and just resting here briefly. Just turning the head side to side. Up and down, just releasing the neck. back up so the feet are still a foot apart. We're going to come into side to side bends. So stretching the arms up overhead. Going to inhale to the left. Sorry. Inhale to the left. Exhale back center. Inhale right. Exhale back center. Just moving with the breath here for a minute. Coming back to center, just relaxing the hands down, just taking a couple long deep breaths here in mountain pose. And from here we'll come back to the mat and come into life nerve stretch with the legs spread wide. So grabbing the knee, shins, or toes, and we're inhaling center, exhaling to one side, inhaling center, exhaling to the opposite side. Just moving with the breath for a minute here. Inhaling back center. Exhaling forward, holding the breath out. And inhaling back up, and we'll come into front stretch. Legs extended out in front, and we'll do the same thing with the legs together. So just inhaling, stretching up to the sky. Exhaling, bending forward, grabbing the toes, shins or knees. And we're just going to move with the breath here for a minute and a half in this pumping movement. Inhale up, exhale down. Last 30 seconds here. Powerful breath. Inhaling up, exhaling down, holding the breath out briefly. And this next posture, only do if you're comfortable in plow pose. So the full posture, I'll show an alternate too. The full posture, I'm just going to roll up onto the shoulders, stretching the fingers up towards the toes, bringing the toes up over. That's the full posture. If you're not comfortable there, just roll up a little bit to your mid-back and just maybe stay here. Or you can have legs up the wall. We're going to hold this for over a minute, so whichever of those you're comfortable in. So just rolling up into plow pose, pointing the fingers up at the toes. And just breathing naturally here. Here, just gently coming out of the posture. And from here, we're going to come up into shoulder stand. So you can also stay with your legs against the wall. Or if you're comfortable in shoulder stand, we're rolling up onto the shoulders. And just placing the hands in the low back. Chin is almost to the chest, just shimmy the shoulder blades in a little bit. And just breathing naturally here. Just focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows, just resting here in this posture. It's a wonderful posture for the thyroid gland. So from here, we're just gonna bring the legs apart and bringing the toes to touch up over the head. And then coming back into shoulder stand, we'll do this 3 more times. So last time, bringing the toes to touch up over the head. Coming back into shoulder stand. And slowly and gently coming back onto the back. And coming to lay on the back briefly here. Here, we're going to keep our palms pressed down into the mat, and we're going to come into a plow pose, a flow between laying on the back here and rolling up, toes up over the head, and then coming back onto the back. So we're going to be here for a couple of minutes, so just pace yourself and rest when you need to rest. just about 30 more seconds here. We have a mini Shavasana after this. So from here, just coming, extending the legs onto the mat, and just come into total relaxation. Here, just bringing the knees up to the chest, wrapping the arms around the knees, and just gently rocking side to side on the back. And then we'll roll up and get ready to come into Sat Kriya for 3 minutes. So you can do Sat Kriya on the heels in easy pose or on the back. So we'll be focusing at the brow point between the eyebrows, pulling the navel in as we chant Sat, releasing as we chant Nam, interlacing the fingers, index fingers pointing straight up at the sky, the rest of the fingers are interlaced, and chanting Sat Nam. Truth is my vibration, truth is my identity. 3 minutes here. Sat Nam, 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 Sat Nam Sat, 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 Nam. Inhaling deeply, holding the breath, stretching up to the sky, squeezing root lock, mula bandha, rectum, sex organs, and navel. Hold the breath, squeeze, consolidate. And exhale, relax. And we're going to come here into Guru Pranam. And so we're bringing the hands into prayer pose up over the head. Just coming forward, resting the forehead on the mat. And feeling the vibration of the mantra. We'll be mentally chanting Sa, Ta, Na, Ma, the Panch Shabad, the 5 primal sounds. Sa, the infinite, Ta, life, Na, death or transformation, and Ma, rebirth, the 4 seed syllables that make up Sat Nam. So just mentally vibrating here as we rest here at the brow point. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Sa, Ta, Na, Ma. Just mentally vibrating that at the brow point in this resting posture. So from here, just slowly coming up out of the posture, and we'll come sitting back in easy pose. So we're extending the arms out, fingers tips on the mat. And inhaling, backs of the palms together. Exhaling, fingertips back to the mat. So just moving with the breath here for a couple of minutes. Inhaling set, exhaling nam. Going at your own pace, moving with the breath. Last 30 seconds here. Inhaling the backs of the palms, or the backs of the hands together, stretching up to the sky, holding the breath, squeezing Mula Bandha root lock. And exhale, relaxing the arms down. And here we'll come up into standing and come into crow pose, knee bends. So the feet are about a foot apart, the arms extended out in front, so they're parallel to the mat, and we're inhaling here, exhaling, bending the knees. So if you want to come into a slight movement, or if you want to come all the way down into a full squat, whatever's best for you, just moving with the breath here for a couple of minutes. Last minute here. Coming back upright, and then we'll come back onto the hands and knees and come into cat-cow. So inhaling, dropping the belly down, lifting the chest, lifting the chin as you come into cow. Exhaling into cat, rounding the spine, pressing the navel of the sky and the chin of the chest. So moving with the breath here. Just dropping the belly down to cow, and then we'll gently come sitting back in easy pose for a brief chant before we come into Shavasana. So we're going to chant the mantra Om, O-N-G. So just really emphasizing the Om, the part, and just feeling that at the brow point between the eyebrows. And just sitting with a tall spine. Chest is out, chin in, just focusing the brow point between the eyebrows, and we'll be chanting continual Om, O-N-G, the creative energy, the dynamic energy of the universe. The breath, and we'll come on to the back for Shavasana, total relaxation on the back. So we'll just begin to wiggle the fingers and the toes. And rotate the wrists and the ankles. And moving the palms together and the soles of the feet together. And placing those warm palms over closed eyes. Just take a couple of long, deep breaths here. Opening the eyes into the palms, gazing into the palms, raising them up away from the face. And just stretching the arms overhead, doing a little cat stretch side to side. And we'll roll up. And close with the sunshine song. And we'll sing it first time for ourselves, second time for each other, third time for Denise, because we didn't get to sing for her last week because she wasn't here for her birthday. So, sitting with a tall spine and just creating some heat in the palms. And first time we're singing for ourselves. May the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. For each other, may the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. And for Denise, may the long time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide your way on. Guide your way on. Guide your way on. And wishing you a beautiful and happy and blissful and wonderful new year, Denise. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Sat Nam. Love to all, joy to all, peace to all beings everywhere. Sat Nam. Namaste.